guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Welcome to Anonymous Bites Back. It is June 10th or June 11th, wherever you are at in the world. We don't have a title to the episode, or we don't have an episode number. I guess we stopped doing that months ago. Hold on. Microphone just fell off. So what do you want to talk about first?
Well, we were talking about cyber.
Can we open with the Easter Bunny, or should we hold that one back?
Project Parrot.
Yeah, let's start with the Easter Bunny. That's kind of funny.
Well, you have to, that's Canada for you. You have to have priorities, and, we can't have too many people getting together and, for all this social distancing. So, it's very important that our judicial system gets involved and we keep these people, these politicians, in fact, away from the Easter Bunny. We can't have that.
So this is a political stunt by an Alberta politician that resulted in him getting a ticket. And I understand why he did the political stunt. I do. Because it is a ridiculous law. Like, Canada went insane on their police state mentality.
Yeah, they did.
Kind of shockingly. And I know we don't give Canada enough credit for being an authoritarian shithole, but man, they really took this and ran with it. And even in Alberta, which is basically like the Texas of Canada.
Yeah.
It's the most conservative, whatever conservative means, it's the most conservative part of Canada.
James Corbett, in an interview, was saying that
Well, the Canadians have a big trust in government. Like they've been taken care of with, Medicare, well, their medical system and all these things. So now I guess it's like this long time trust, and they're getting abused. They just don't see it.
They're good
But
Commonwealth
the
slaves.
the thing about it, that is funny is that local Alberta politician Glenn Carrot recently received a lockdown ticket for posting a picture of himself with the Easter Bunny. Carrot and the Easter Bunny
Glenn
getting in
Carrot.
trouble with the law.
Huh.
Yeah.
Glenn Carrot. Carritt. Carrot.
That reminds me of a year after 9/11. I think the pick 3 numbers were 911. It's just like funny coincidences.
Funny, in the comment section on this article on Rebel News, the first comment is, "It's time to sue the health minister," and the reply to it is a spam ad for "Stay-at-home mom earned $6,500 last month."
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's good.
So he got
Trying
arrested
to
for
sue the health minister over these ridiculous lockdown rules. Hey, here's how you can make money online from home.
Funny about all of those fucking things are scams. Like they're all like
Yeah, they're all
trying to
scams.
sell you a fucking course. And it's funny because it's like they're trying to sell you a course on how to get rich or, make money from home. And they're trying to say, "Oh, I make all this money from home from doing blah blah blah." When really, the real reality is they make all that money because
Yeah.
you're buying the fucking course.
Yeah, from selling the course. That's obvious. Yeah, but that's an ancient scam. That's an ancient scam. People
And the
used to
funny
do-
part is you sell the course. That's the whole thing, and then you become part of the pyramid on the bottom.
Yeah, but people, this is an ancient scam. People used to do this in the newspapers already long ago, and they would say like, if you send me $1, I'll tell you how to get rich, right? And everyone would send bucks to these people. So this is like super old.
Yeah, but it's got
Yeah, and then you stick a letter in the mail telling them, "Here's how you do it." You tell people that you can get rich if they send you $1 to tell them how to get rich.
Yeah, but it's not $1, man. And now the courses are like fucking $800, fucking $1,000, whatever the fuck it is. I mean, they're ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
They're ridiculously overpriced. And the thing is, they are the most disgusting legal scams because they can't do anything about them. Because legally, you can say, "Oh, I want to sell you this course," and as long as you don't mislead somebody, you can't have any type of legal because you're selling a product, right? So they can't go after you. If you're selling, the only thing that's dicey is if you're selling like courses on like Forex or something like that. Then you have you could get the SEC after you. But besides that, there's fucking nothing. They don't do anything against these people running these courses, and like YouTube and like all these other advertisers, they don't take them down, so they just flood the internet for unsuspecting dumbass victims to buy these courses, and they just flood ads now. Like I've been seeing them all over the place. That's all I see now, is these courses.
Also, the Bitcoin scams. I've seen those. Contact me on WhatsApp, and I could teach you how to do the Bitcoin.
Yeah, that happened yesterday too. Yeah, somebody was again one of those spam bots talking to me about an Elon Musk giveaway, and I then told it to fuck off, and nobody looked at it. I was like, "Oh, I just got botted." What was this? A spam?
In the 90s or 2000s, I forget. Donald Trump in New York City, he was like doing some bullshit course about real estate. And one of the radio people in New York City was like saying like, well, this guy's a millionaire with real estate and he's busy teaching a course at this bullshit school. Like, what's the point? And it's one of the call-in people said something like, well, he's also trying to prop up his own real estate by getting you dummies involved in it. And then now I seen after 2008, I'm like, yeah, this whole real estate market has been a freaking scam. Pyramid scheme.
Well, yeah, it is. It's there's multiple pyramid schemes too that are legal pyramid schemes. Let alone the ones that we now see popping up online. I mean, if you want to talk about like modern day pyramid schemes, like these crypto coins with these Ponzi economics, like SafeMoon, where you put in, oh, well, you stake your coins and you get back all the coins that the other people who spend, you get back 5% from people who send their coins and sell them. Every transaction, 5% taken away and given to the holders. It's such a bullshit thing because everybody's holding it, right? It goes up in value, right?
Yeah.
Just quickly as it goes up in value, it's going to go down in value when everybody starts trying to sell out of this thing all at once.
Yeah.
And it's funny too because the people who got in early on that type of stuff are the ones making all the money from it. So, I mean, all the Ponzi's, man, all over the place.
Yeah. Scam coins too. Those are going around. Yeah.
Yeah, SafeMoon, scam coin, vulnerable
Yeah,
content. 12
Yes,
different vulnerabilities.
Yeah, have you seen all the new meme coins, and 90% of them are scams?
Yeah.
There's so many going around the last 30, 40 days.
Yep. No, there's a ridiculous amount of them just being made every day, and I fucking hate these people. They're ruining crypto, and they're all scammers.
Yeah. I've seen a whole bunch of them trying to. There's a few, like before I left, I saw that this one guy was trying to post that, his coin, jumped up in price, but only to find out like it was there's like a 1,400% jump, and I'm like, okay, this is not being publicly traded anywhere. It's just fabricated data. Because I was like, I never heard of this coin. Why did it jump 1,400? It was just like a Ponzi scheme to try and get you just to buy stakes in the coins.
I've had a handful of people tell me that that's essentially what Clubhouse has become, is just
Really?
a dumping ground for shitcoin pump and dumps.
They're all pump and dumps, really. I mean, and not all coins are, but there's, out of the
That's what
thousands.
Scoop Coin is going to be.
What?
We were joking about creating a crypto coin for the show, and calling it Scoop Coin, and turning it into as big a pump and dump as we could. We do have an NFT now that bubble is burst.
Did it burst?
Even Coinbase is like, I don't know if we could ride this one out, guys. But I think that it's lost its luster.
No,
Gary V was. That's like Gary V. He conned me he conned me on his whatever video he went on live with and was telling people to get on fucking his Discord channel, and then he said he was giving away a token only to find out that he's trying to get people to get his NFT, and I was just like, even Gary V jumped in on that fucking boat.
Yeah, NFT stuff. Yeah, I mean, it hasn't really burst because it's a matter of how valuable an NFT is going to be in the future. It depends on.
It'd be worthless.
It depends on what it is. I mean, something from a celebrity or something like that, it's going to hold a little bit of value as a collectible item as compared to just something like somebody that like an unknown artist creates an NFT, right? That won't hold much value compared to, say, a celebrity that does an NFT drop, And just recently there was a big NFT sale, so no, it hasn't really burst. I mean, still going strong, even though Bitcoin's going down in value. And right now we're like trading sideways.
Well, NFTs are Ethereum.
Yeah,
The whole entire market itself is connected to BTC because the way everything is.
Yeah.
The way that they set everything up, and people are gonna figure this out, is that all the pairs for these coins are all in BTC, Ethereum, and and USDT or USD, mostly USDT. So the value in everything is kind of pulled with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if Bitcoin's going up in value, all the other coins are following behind it, mostly. Because Ethereum it goes up in value when Bitcoin's down, trading sideways. When Bitcoin's trading sideways is when you start to see Ethereum climb up and then get ready to break out. So, I mean, it's very interesting
So-
with these crypto markets.
no clue. Yeah, we have a what is it, bear market right now. It's gonna end. It was like a bear market for like a good 18 months, and that's pretty much is what's going on. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure when it'll become a bull market again. But yeah, we had a good 18 months where it was just a bear market, and we had some hiccups here and there. But I think this is kind of where it's going to stay for a while.
It'll trade sideways like this for probably into the summer.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Hey guys, we do have a subject that is not on our list, by the way, but it is very important to mention, actually.
Kevin Gallagher.
Yeah, exactly, because he led the defense for Barrett Brown, and he was also a witness. He testified at Lori Love's case, and he was found dead in his home in San Francisco. Right?
Also worked with Secure Drop, apparently.
Yeah, well, he did a lot of work for the defense of Anons, and he died today. So.
I see some code commits to a Secure Drop. So yeah, they're saying that he had overdosed, and that's really all I know about it. But shocking, very shocking. He was very young, and
36.
Yeah, that's young, man. It's not old to me.
No, but like he was running the Free Barrett Brown account. He did was the main guy behind the defense for Barrett Brown, and a good friend of Barrett Brown. And and Barrett released a video statement on Twitter about that earlier today.
Yep.
I just saw the Courage Foundation also tweeting about it, and it's very sad. I mean, yeah. So it was important that we mentioned that too, because we didn't have it on our list, but it is it's very relevant.
Oh yeah, it's very important to mention that. It's it's another thing of Anand Down. He was very instrumental in Barrett Brown's case. So, and like you said, he helped run the whole Free Barrett account.
Yeah, and he was also at Lori Love's case. Defender of arrested Anons for a long time, like many years. It only makes sense that we mention him. I don't know how he died. You're saying like probably an overdose or something. I only know he was found dead. So
I heard something about an overdose from Barrett that was posted in our chat. I don't know much more than that. I didn't have a chance to watch Barrett's whole video or anything. But very sad, and may he rest in peace. And I mean, he did a lot of things for the anonymous community, so.
Why always the good die young?
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, not no people who would like follow the Free Barrett Bounce account would not instantly assume that he was doing all that work behind that. So that's only fair that we mentioned that he was like pretty much running this whole defense campaign the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one or two other people that I know that were involved in the Barrett defense, but yeah, he was the main one that was championing it. Yep.
Now, is that his recent defense or the 1 years ago?
Well, he was still running it last week, so. Yeah. He is pretty much running it forever. That's those specific accounts, and now Bear Brown also returned to Twitter, like with his own account, next to the Project PM account. So he's active again now.
Now, is he also on his Barrett at Barrett V? Remember when he had like hundreds of thousands of followers?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Twitter took his account away because Barrett had spoken out against ICE and Palantir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and he also went on a fucking like
rant
just
against Assange.
well, there was the Assange rant, but he was having a beef with somebody, and he put their whole DM conversation was like live streaming it on Periscope.
Yeah, but that's the kind of stuff he does. Like he was also doxing FBI agents and stuff. Like yeah. So.
But no, I mean, I'm saying that's one of the reasons he got that account yanked.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. Like a day ago, I reposted that episode we did with him, but his sound sucked so much. And like literally, there was only one comment below our YouTube video with Bear Brown, and like his sound sucks so much. Could you guys do something about it?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
we kept
that's
saying.
what it was like when.
Go ahead. Yeah.
That's what it was like when Rose McGowan was on too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was gonna say the same thing. Everybody was like, "Can you guys just like edit the sound?" Like we're like, "How do you expect us to edit the sound live?" Like,
Yeah, we couldn't. It was on their end. I mean, he was using like a mobile phone, standing like outdoors or something. But yeah, Barrett also refused to get closer to the mic the whole time. He forgot to be like we kept saying, yeah, okay, get a little close to the mic, and then it worked for like 20 seconds, but then he forgot about it. So, yeah, it's fine. I mean, well, he has a lot of it on his mind and stuff, but I mean, we couldn't do anything about it. We tried it, but yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
At least you tried, Blubby.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. So I know you guys were talking about crypto. I just thought like we have to mention this. It was not in the subject list. We have some other subjects to discuss.
Yeah, by the way, sorry that I'm a little bit quiet, but just woke up.
I got you.
Good morning.
3 in the morning.
Okay.
wakey.
4:36 in the morning here.
Oh, I thought you were 5 hours, but I guess 6 hours now because of the summer.
Yeah,
Is daylight saving?
Yes, in some European countries they do, but
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Actually, England is 5 hours. You guys are 6 because technically you're on. Like a whole chunk of Europe is even though it's like in line with England, you guys are still in the European time zone than the English, right?
Yep, it's plus.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous because you're going from, one side, one town to another, and it's an hour different.
That's gotta be funny.
You could play hell with you when you're a commuter, I'm sure.
Hope Europe finally will decide to quit that summertime, wintertime shit, because it takes me so much effort to get adjusted to it all the time, you know?
Yeah. You know what? Originally they said that was because of the war or whatever, right? That's bullshit. That was because they wanted in the summer, since there's more daylight out, they wanted more work out of the workers, so they decided to set the clock ahead because there is daylight, like at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning, depending on where you are. So they were like, yeah, we need this extra hour for planting farms. No, they instituted it during the Industrial Revolution, I believe.
All right, so now that we're done with that, who the fuck changed my name?
I think Mark is.
Oh no, it's like I said, it's been like that since you got on here. That's what I
The
said.
world may never know.
Right. You're lying. It said AK before. I'm not stupid.
It was
I'm
always.
serious. I'm serious, bro. It's been like that since you got on the voice channel.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no.
true.
Somebody changed it. Somebody fucking changed it.
Come on, just believe the gaslighting. Let's move on.
I thought it was.
Oh, somebody's just changing names because now Mark's name is Lubby. I'm Crypto AK.
I actually
Who has
seen it on
fucking
the
admin
screen.
here? What is this shit?
Lubby. Oh,
Everybody has that in here.
He's changing everybody's name.
I think it's Mark doing that.
It's fine, whatever.
Because I see it actually here on the screen happening. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even notice Mark got changed to Lubby.
You called me Lubby on there, so I'm calling myself Lubby.
I know it is.
somebody's
Oh,
got a
yeah,
crush on Mark.
Lubby.
Somebody's got a crush on him.
Well, that used to be Barrett's nickname for him, right?
Oh man,
Oh yeah.
where are you going with
We
that?
really think it's him,
He
right?
said it with his voice too, so it was like.
I don't know.
Lubby.
I don't know. I don't know. If it was, why would you get a voice modulator that made you sound like you?
True.
What?
Yeah, why would your voice mod sound like Eric Brown of all people? I don't know.
Yeah, I hear Louis Mensch has been pretty active in the last few days.
Yeah, what is up with that lady actually? Who is that lady? Because I always see her popping up, attacking like.
Yeah, she was attacking Barrett Brown when he was going to get deported a few days ago, or when he got the deported notice, and I don't know, she's been very active and kind of Louis Mensch. She was.
Louise Mensch.
Oh my god.
She was a she was like a failed. Yes. Yeah, she was a failed journalist and a failed politician.
Well, failed journalist makes sense. I mean, she once said that I and Luke Rogowski same person. And
She's there's been I told somebody a few days ago, I posted it publicly, where like Kurt Tainer was saying that she was sharing Barrett Brown's post, that Barrett had posted her little dirty shit. And I knew about this about a couple of years ago, that Louis Mensch has been in multiple rehabs over the years. And I always thought she was like, because all of her posts are so fucking crazy that, she's a little addict or a drunkie, and it kind of shows in all her posts, and she's not a good person, really.
She's always talking shit
I mean,
the whole time.
I could care less
She
about.
talks-
I could care less about her rehab shit. She's just a fucking shitheel.
she
Right?
called me a fucking Russian, man. Okay? Because those are fighting words.
She called me a Russian too. She called everyone a Russian.
Oh,
She had me blocked for a long time.
I got Assad lover
Sod lover.
and something else. Yeah.
I know we all got attacked by
Yeah.
her at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, she had me blocked for a while. Now I'm not blocked anymore. I don't know why.
She blocked me for a bit because I kept spamming her with the Afghan war logs, and yeah.
I told her that I didn't think that she was real, that she had actually passed away years ago, and that her body was just badgers on meth with the ability to type.
It sounds accurate.
Something like that.
It sounds fucking
I mean,
accurate.
she'd actually, yeah.
It's a better theory. It's a better theory than her theories of everybody's a Russian and that they're after me.
She's not even American
Yeah,
either.
she did
That's the
block me
thing.
for that.
But what I don't get is how can she claim that AK is the same person as Luke Rudkowski? I mean, you can listen to both people speak and they sound totally different.
Well, you see, she reasoned that I was Luke Rogowski and said that I had helped Alice Donovan, this and that, and I swear to God, dude, like, when they released that shit of useful idiot helps Alice Donovan, or whatever the fuck it said in the Mueller report, obviously they were talking about me, they didn't say me by name, but I was the one that was helping Alice Donovan, and I've always been public about it because I don't have anything to fucking hide about it. It's like, they were sending me articles, I was helping spread their articles. Yes, factual information. True. There's nothing illegal about that. What are you gonna get me for? Oh, he shared a link. Oh no, he shared a link! Yeah, it's just fucking insane. The reason that, in her little small fucking brain, that I was Luke Rogowski and I was helping Alice Donovan, and that Luke Rogowski was wearing an Adam mask. I don't fucking or a Guy Fawkes mask, and I don't.
He did at one point. He did in one video.
The funny thing is,
Are you Polish?
I am.
If you're Polish, okay, well, you could be Luke Rudkowski then.
Yeah. You could.
Oh, shut the fuck.
Very suspicious.
Ooh.
What?
Have we ever seen the two of you in the same room?
Oh, yeah, I've actually been in the same.
I don't know how much cocaine Lewis Mensch is doing, but obviously she's doing way too much.
Who's Lewis?
Are you sure that it's cocaine and it's not like fucking bath salts? I mean,
Oh,
I mean,
dude,
whatever
it's
she's doing,
some,
she's like fucking cuckoo than a $3 bill, you know?
It's some blend of like rare Chinese research chemicals and probably
I'd say
like ground
battery
up
fun
acid.
shit you can order from
baby
Erewhon.
bones.
Well, the whole internet is full of crazies, right?
But she's a special case. I think she just goes like she goes all online just to like
Yeah,
select her targets.
She's a special one.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. But I mean, if we're talking about like research chemicals and shit, I mean, you can order those shits online from like Erewhon. So I mean,
Look, for her sake, I hope she is on something when she does that. If
she
this
has to be, dude. Like, how the fuck would she reason? Like her, have you ever read any of her like tweets and how like jumbled it up it is, and how it's like the Russians, the Russians, the Russians, the Russians, the fucking Russians, the fucking Russians. It's really bad. But her like brain works in a way where it just like sees everyone's a Russian, you know?
Where's she?
Russia.
Well, where's she from? Because you know, if you ever go to like other countries and you get like the regional news, and then you see how they're like in the like Central America here, they're always blaming the Yankees and you know what Americans are doing to us. You know, they always have a scapegoat for all their bullshit. You know.
Yeah, well,
And then here we hear our regionally based news and all the horse shit that goes along with that, and gaslighting, and
but what if
I
she
mean,
is?
it really is something to watch.
What if she's actually a Russian and this is her way to hide it?
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh, wow, a counter.
I knew there was
Triple agent.
something Russian that
The fuck did she
about Minch.
What?
Triple agent.
What?
Like some
No, Gloria.
Russophobia or something. right?
Glory just found a post. You really have to work hard to see Assange as anything other than a traitor and a Russian asset. Tagged all of us. What the fuck? Was that just now?
Are you serious? She's
No,
the
no,
show.
What if she's like watching?
no. I searched
Whoa.
up her tweets and reply to AK, and that's what came up.
Oh.
Yeah.
I tried to look for a good sample of the purest of Louis Mensch, and so that's what I came up with, or those selection of tweets you see in the general.
Can we invite her to her show and just make like a Louis Mensch special?
Oh,
Yes.
refuse that. I refuse that. That 10,000%. She won't even show anyway. But I refuse that 10,000%. I would just lose brain cells, man. I'd be a fucking vegetable by the time the show was over. Okay.
No, I endorse it fully. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, because we will invite Thor on.
Oh shit! All right, that's funny. That's funny. You put her in a room with Thor. Oh god, dude.
Ooh. Put her in a room with Thor and fucking Ed.
I don't know who that is, Steve.
Yeah, you do.
I do, but they don't.
We can always put her in a room with Thor and Terrence. I mean, Terrence will talk her to death.
Yeah, you
I
know,
love
the
you,
Thor.
Terrence,
Yeah,
thing, but man,
Thor-
you know you can keep going for hours, dude.
yeah. Thor is beyond supremacist. I mean, in his own
Why
way.
did she tag me in a gray hat and oh my god and Donk? What the fuck?
Everybody, me too.
Greek?
I think it was in reply to
Luis,
something.
hey Louis, hey, you know, like, you know, if you're listening to the show, just fucking, you know, go. You need to go to fuck the rehab. Like, you're fucking crazy than like a fuck $3 bill.
Or get in the YouTube
Jesus
chat and we'll
Christ.
send the Discord link and you can just jump in.
Well, hey,
Oh,
you
dude,
can't-
like
I mean,
she needs to go to rehab. She's fucking crazy as fuck.
She watches the show. Come on, man. She watches
Yeah.
the show.
Well, I honestly like she tagged fucking everybody. Juan Passarelli, me, Tyler, fucking
Yeah, because it was in reply to something.
what?
Yes, it was in reply to something, and all of you guys were in that thread.
When was this? When was this post?
I don't
I
remember
don't
that.
know.
And why did she
No?
use what's this picture that she used? Oh no, Julian's on RT. It must mean he's a Russian. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, AK, that's how it works.
Oh my god, people.
Bullshit politics 101, man. Blame the other guy for what you're doing. That's first rule. And then any criminal activity you get away with. That's rule number 2.
And she's like, he says, you really to work hard on Assange as anything other than a traitor and a Russian asset. Well, I can speak Russian if she'd like, you know. Kadela privet.
Who is Assange a
true.
traitor?
In
Who
Nostrovia.
is Assange a traitor too? He's not American. You're not
Right.
American, Louis.
No, she's a British citizen. Yeah, she was a politician at one point, and she got into a whole bunch of, you know, her other than anything she did before she started getting heavy into drugs has been shit for the last 10 years. So she's a has-been, a washed-up. You know?
There's people already in the chat saying
Oh,
the
she's-
tone of the show shifted. Yeah. Okay, this Louise
Yeah.
Mensch is some lady who is attacking Assange supporters all the time. Yeah, and she calls all of us Russians or whatever, like criminals and all that stuff. So
Sounds like really somebody has some Russian phobia or something.
I think she must have Russian ties herself. I mean, that's the only answer I have to it. Can't imagine anything else.
Well, I think Mensch is a Yiddish name, isn't it? I mean, that's can I bring that in here? The conspiracy.
What does the MA at the thing mean? Master, what is it? Medical assistant?
Master, I have a mint.
Medical assistant.
I don't know. I don't. I know what a.
You said a
I know what a.
Maniacal ass hat.
Like,
No,
yeah,
no,
like
you said medically assisted, not medical assistant.
Oh, yeah. I don't.
Or maybe master in the arts, like you have the MS for Master of Science.
So she has an associate's degree.
No, a master's in the arts. So like some whatever bullshit field, probably.
Oh, so
Yeah.
she mastered underwater basket weaving, right?
Napkin
Well,
collecting.
because international relations is actually falls under liberal arts in a lot of schools, so could be that.
Hey man, okay, like underwater basket weaving is fucking hard, you know. So I mean,
African basket weaving. Let's be woke, and trendy here. What about her name? It's Yiddish. It's a Yiddish word.
Let's see.
Or
Yeah, you-
man, right? I
Human,
mean,
That's-
human, I think.
I bet that's
Okay. Is it specifically Yiddish, or did Yiddish just pick it up from a previously existing word?
I don't know. We're
a
spending way
mensch.
too much time on this. We got to move on. There's other
It could
topics.
be. It's probably Germanic from the Germanic root.
Mensch is a person who can be relied on to act with honor and integrity. Okay, yeah, we can move on.
See, there you go. I mean, you can't argue against that.
You can't argue with crazy.
Right.
Well, you shouldn't argue with crazy.
Very, very specific kind of crazy too. It's wild how the straws she manages to grasp at, and the like specific avenues of attack she goes on. Dude, yeah, better living through chemicals. That's for sure.
Well, see, the right wingers have Q. What do the left wingers have? I guess mainstream media, but and they're like alternative wild shit that goes on out there. I mean, besides Anonymous Bites Back, of course.
She's not as effective as Q, but yeah, they have Mensch. Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say the people on the left, they have Luis Mensch.
Right?
Yeah, well, it's the feedback in the echo chamber. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they've also got, like, I don't even know, can't really consider it the left. It's like softcore Republican, but fucking like Rachel Maddow and fucking everything that goes on CNN. That's like, centrist kids. Blue Anon is what Aaron Mate called it.
Blue and on.
Why do you make it sound so pornographic? Softcore Republicans. No, it sounds so pornographic.
Well, I mean, it's, the modern day Democrats are Republicans with a gay friend. Essentially what it is.
Softcore.
Or at least the Project for a New American Century Republicans, sorry.
Well, you have to be compromised. I mean, so you have to join these clubs to get compromised.
Why did our amount of viewers go up like wild when we started talking about Louise Mensch?
Because the
I don't know,
Russians
but-
for us.
Oh, it
It's
is!
the
It
Russians.
is. It's our army of Putin bots. We're off to raise hell. They sure didn't over on Rockfin. What the hell are you doing watching on YouTube?
Well, I imagine a lot of these security agencies would be watching this show, don't you think? I mean, by now, I mean, if you're going to watch somebody on the internet, I mean, this is a good show. And
Wouldn't you mask the view count though? If you could? I don't
Well,
know.
they handed over the project to a bunch of old guys that are, just knocked over their coffee cup. They're not really on top of things. Give them a break. A little slow on the internet. Boomers, like me.
Boomers. I mean, can we talk about boomers and talk about the boomers in Congress and how they know absolutely nothing about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, and hearing fucking Senator Warren come out and speak about blockchain and crypto was probably one of the most
Oh my god.
moments,
Oh boy.
comical moments that I've gotten to witness. I mean, she has no fucking idea what the fuck she's doing and saying, and she's literally just a banker puppet. Proving it.
Well,
She's proving it. She's a banker
hey,
puppet.
She's a proven
I'm gonna
liar
pull
that you
the
can
clip.
count on.
I'm gonna pull the clip and we're gonna listen to Elizabeth Warren. I'm not sorry. I'm not.
How are you gonna play the clip if Tyler's the one streaming?
No, I'm the one streaming, but he can still play a clip. He can just open it in his window. If you all just shut up.
Yeah, you can share it from the Discord. Share screen with audio. You might they'll be able to at least see it from the little screen that I'm on. But if Tyler clicks on it to full screen it in Discord, it'll full screen in Discord. Or and on screen
You can't
for
question Elizabeth Warren because she's 100% Native American, and you know it.
Pow Wow Chow.
We had a chance to talk with experts, bring in a lot of senators now that
Well,
Steve, I clicked on
a little bit.
I clicked on it, Steve, but you have to put in the video because it only shows like your thing still, your picture.
You have to click watch stream.
But back over in Discord, I have to hit go live, or
On the top left, Mark, there should be a thing that says watch stream, and then hit that.
I did that. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
So futuristic.
Alright, I'm gonna go back over here. So yeah, here is Pocahontas.
we had a chance to talk with experts, bring in a lot of senators.
There you go.
The bottom line was that what's happening right now in cryptocurrency, like Bitcoin and Dogecoin, it's Wild West out there, and it makes it not a good.
Okay, she sounds like somebody who just got stunned, hit in the face hard, and stunned. And also like she's trying to explain neuroscience to a room full of 4-year-olds.
Way to buy and sell things,
Not a good way.
not a good investment, and an environmental disaster. So, do we need some regulation around this? You bet we do.
Do we need some regulation around this? You bet we do. What I love so much about that, let me just point out her fallacies there, okay? Dogecoin uses, for electricity, Dogecoin uses almost the second most least used cryptocurrency for electricity. The first would be Ripple. Second's Dogecoin. Okay?
Yeah, because Ripple has like instant transfers, right? Ripple.
What's up? What did you say about Ripple?
No, I said because Ripple uses instant transfers, right?
No, I mean Ripple doesn't use miners. It's more proof of stake, and Ripple doesn't use miners, and because of that, it uses less electricity. And Dogecoin.
They don't mine because I saw them. I saw them on They had on one of the mining pools. They had like a Dogecoin miner, and I was like,
Dogecoin's a miner.
Yeah, Ripple, but he was talking about Ripple, but.
"Oh, sorry, my bad." Yeah, but Dogecoin is big. doesn't make any sense to me. Like it goes up, and like I understand that there are markets and people can say whatever they think feel it's worth, but there's like an infinite amount of Doge coins. Like they're never going to run out like Bitcoin and all the other coins.
Well, yeah, right. Dogecoin has an unlimited supply. It's a fork of Bitcoin. It's an older version fork of Bitcoin, and it's completely outdated technology. It's not being worked on anymore. However, apparently, according to Elon Musk, he says that they're working on Dogecoin. I don't fucking know if that's true. I have no idea. But from what's public, there's no work being done on Dogecoin. And Doge is a fork of Bitcoin.
Let's make our own.
And the other point I wanted to make.
Let's make our own.
What's up?
You're cutting off, Dad.
I said, let's make our own crypto coin, LOL's coin, or something like that. Har har.
Lol's coin.
Lol's coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There has to be a LOL's coin.
And Lol's
already.
coin, everybody. Completely decentralized.
Buy Lol's coin. Put your money in Lol's coin, and we will rug pull you. Then you will get the Lols. Oh man. All right, but anyway.
Bitcoin. Do it for the lulz.
Back to what she
That's
said
right.
about Bitcoin and Dogecoin, and saying how it's the Wild West in Bitcoin, it's the Wild West in Dogecoin. Bitcoin and Dogecoin is not the Wild West. The Wild West is Ethereum and Uniswap and all these decentralized exchanges and Pancake Swap with Binance Smart Chain, where people can mint their own coin and create a scam literally fucking in a few hours and wait for people to put their money in it and then rug pull them. That is the Wild West. Bitcoin and Dogecoin are pretty well regulated for buying. So she has no idea what the fuck she's talking about.
It's like, what's a Bitcoin 5 minutes before the interview?
Really?
It's destroying the environment. They're using all the trees to print the Bitcoins.
I mean, here's the other thing about that. The whole argument that Bitcoin uses so much energy, right? Bitcoin uses less energy than the whole entire fucking banking system does.
Yeah, that's right. Those ATMs, they use quite a bit of power. They're always on.
And the fucking printer presses that go brr. Yeah, those. They use energy. Go figure. The central banking systems, all of the.
Well, listening listening to her, that's wasting a lot of mental energy, right?
Exactly. Bitcoin might use a lot of energy, but you know what? Senator Warren, you waste a lot of our mental energy to have to listen to you say something so stupid.
Exactly.
A prime example, guys, why we need to spay and neuter all our politicians and lobbyists, right there. Because we don't.
Lobbyist?
Yes, the lobbyists too.
Oh,
In
man.
fact,
Okay.
the lobbyists should get it the worst. The lobbyists should be fucking. No, I won't say it because I don't want to get us banned.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that going on. I mean,
Well, go ahead. The internet's free, man. I mean, what are we scared of?
I think listeners get the point. They know what we want to do to them.
Okay, all right. I'll be nice. Okay, the lobbyists, we should take and strap rocks to their legs and throw them in the ocean. That's nice. Yes, that's nice.
That's pretty descriptive there, Hickey.
Well, this is a hypothetical situation, right?
It's a hypothetical situation if I came into contact with a lobbyist.
This is all satire,
yeah.
it's all joking around, of course.
Yeah.
Until I come into contact with a lobbyist.
You're just jealous because they have money to throw around.
No, 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 no.
Come on, cough up some of those bitcoins you got and bribe some politicians for anonymous for
Yeah.
The
everybody.
whole thing about lobbying is crazy for me because bribing somebody is illegal, but when they do it in the Senate, it's called lobbying, and it's suddenly
Exactly.
legal.
It is
Yeah.
not. It's not just bribing, by the way. They're also threatening politicians. Just saying.
Yep.
You're threatening them with PR, bad PR, as they did with Stop Acta 2. I can't believe that fucking prick.
Yeah, there was that German politician said, like, if you vote
Yeah.
against ACTA 2, the copyright directive, then we will destroy your career with bad publicity.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. And they spoke out about it, and then that guy, the German politician, he's called Axel Voss, he said, this is all legal, we can say this.
Legal until
Isn't
you're
that hypocritical?
Hypocritical, yeah, I think it's criminal, yeah. It shouldn't be part of the
Criminal.
threats.
Very, it's criminal, but also very hypocritical, right? Because suddenly, if they do it in the government, it's suddenly legal, like lobbying, right?
Yeah.
It's like diplomatic immunity or qualified immunity.
Yeah.
Well, but they know it's
So
against the
this-
law, but they still do it because they know people are not going to like stop them. That's the thing. You have to actually. It's like what a lawyer once said to me. He said like, the fact that you are right doesn't mean you actually get what you deserve. You won't always get your victory, right? But you have to actually. So in this
That's a
case.
lawyer.
In this case, you have to claim it, right? I mean, you have the legal system technically on your side, but you have to actually use it then too. But yeah,
Mark, that sounds like a lawyer that has given up on the justice system.
yeah.
Might be right, but you're not always going to win. It depends on who's on the side of that bench.
Yeah, but the sad thing is, it's actually true that a lot of like lawyers you're fighting against in court are judges in their free time or do dinners with the judges in their free time. So that's the
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's a side job to be a judge. It's like it's a hobby to them. So yeah.
I mean, it depends on depends on a lot of things. But it is true that the lawyers often have dinner with the judges and prosecutors and blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah, in all countries.
That's called ass kissing.
Yeah, well, ass kissing. I mean, they're equal. I mean, these lawyers are sometimes more powerful than the judges. Just saying, they're coming from like huge law firms, and they are judges sometimes in this. This is in our country; it's very common. But I know in the UK it's very common too. So I know the US is a little bigger, so it might be a little different. But I know in the UK and in the Netherlands it's very common. Very common. You have huge law firms like Blackstone. They have. They're judges in their spare time too. Yeah.
Blackstone? Well, hell, they run out of the U.S., don't they? Or,
Yeah, I hear they call it
European.
the Brow, Blackstone, and there's another name. But Blackstone is part of it. Like they have like alliances.
A lot of these
From
legal
Jewish
firms,
name.
Over
I don't-
3,000 lawyers or something in service with them, and they're like all super high paid.
just gonna say a lot of these legal firms, they have an office in Europe and in the U.S. In various different states. It depends on the firm, but a lot of these big, like huge lawyer firms, they have legal offices in the U.S. and parts of the EU, all over the place. So
Yeah,
Well, Blackstone is a hedge fund also. I mean, they combine all their operations.
yeah. Keep in mind these people are mostly active in civil law, in criminal law. They're not considered the best lawyers. The best lawyers in our country, in the Netherlands, the criminal lawyers are all working on the pro deo. So they're working for free technically. So just saying.
Well, that's interesting. How does that work? Why would they be the best lawyers if they're working for?
Yeah, I don't know. They're in the rankings. That all the lawyers you see that they're almost all working on a prodeo. Like so, yeah. You can just. But yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, yeah. They find like these super big criminals and stuff, like people who are accused of murder and stuff, and they're not always rich people. So they take the prodeo jobs. They want to have the high, yeah, like the high publicity jobs too, right? And it is just normal people accused of murder, for example, and it gets like all this attention, and yeah, they want these people to come to them. So they're cheap in that sense.
Of course, because they always do it. They always do it with some something for them to profit on. The high profile cases, they will build a name, right?
Yeah, yeah. Prodeo is called
Even
pro
if they
bono
do-
in the USA, right? Prodeo means for God in our country. So.
Okay.
But still, they have some kind of profit out of it, not money wise, but reputation wise. So they never do it actually for free. They always have some gain of it, right?
Yeah, they still make like $260 an hour or something. But yeah, that the client doesn't pay for that. You have the state pays for it, and half of their fee is coming from the opposite party. So you're prosecuting with a pro deal lawyer. The state pays your fee that you have to pay to the lawyer, and the other 50% is coming from the party you're fighting against. You're saying they're paying your pro deal lawyer.
So we are all paying for.
Yeah. Now, if you can't pay for assistance, the state pays for it. I mean, I still think that's a good thing, but I think we paid like $75 total or something, like a fee. Normal people can't pay for that stuff. You easily pay $10,000 for an average defense in like the first case, and when you go to a higher court, it's easily going to be double that. So you would lose $30,000 on defending you, while you could be like an innocent person.
Yeah.
You just don't have money, and if you don't have money, you have no lawyer then. But the state will pay it for you then. Yeah. You can be innocent, you're not always guilty, right?
Well, they changed the whole thing. It's now you're guilty until proven otherwise.
I don't know. Pre-crime is now a crime too.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the DOJ wants each state to contribute $77 million minimum for an expansion of their fusion center operations to help better facilitate the pre-crime division. And there was a guy named Winston Smith who was assassinated by the police on some pre-crime shit.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So I mean, think about that. Winston Smith. If you're, yeah.
That's another one, right? So you had the carrot, the bunny, you had 9/11 a year after 9/11 in the lottery, and now you have Winston Smith. Reality is telling us something.
This is a Q post right here. Think about it.
We are in the world of 1984.
And you have agents on your team.
Oh, there he is.
Right?
We have the Yiddish agent, Mensch.
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention any names, but you have people distracting you from real work. People that are trying to stop what we're doing. Do you understand? These people brought you on alive today. You're here right now for some stupid reason. Wow.
Why did you come? Why did you come on the show, Thor? Seriously, why did you come on?
Fucking network, okay? I'm
Why
just
did
gonna
you come
call
on?
you out, motherfucker. You're a fucking gatekeeper, okay? Don't fucking come between me and my fucking work ever again. I will come to your door. Do you fucking hear me?
Yeah, fuck off.
Who am I talking to? The person I'm talking to knows very well I'm talking to that person. I haven't said any names.
Yeah, fuck off. Seriously, just get out of here, Thor.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, well, don't. Just why did you come on the show? Every time you come on here, you harass everybody.
Because we were planning this 3 days ago, my little man.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay? I'm talking to fucking Mark, who fucking sabotages and sabotages and sabotages and sabotages.
You need to be on meds, dude. You need to be on some serious. Just get the fuck out of here.
I think you're jealous here.
How about you talk to Mark
And
later?
he's gone. Okay.
Well, that was lively.
He needs to get us.
He's jealous of Lubby. Okay.
I'm guessing Mark gave him the escort out. I guess that he's the one that gave him the escort out, because after he said Mark, that was when...
Oh no, I didn't touch it, by the way. I didn't touch any of it.
I was like, fuck, man, what the hell did I do now? Like, what did I do to you? Like, I honestly, I thought he was yelling at me, because he said before that me and Tyler sound alike. So I thought, hey, he's like yelling at Tyler because he thinks it's me.
Yeah, so he was fighting some kids in the Milmas Mod server, I think. He was banned from there. But yeah, I can't. I'm banning him all the time already there, but I don't know.
He helps keep everybody on their toes.
That's a way to put it.
He needs to be in a mental institution.
I don't know, man. I honestly, I thought he was just talking about me. Like, I have no idea, because I know me and him got into it before. Like he like seems to think that in this whole vast universe that there's no such thing as aliens or UFOs or ETs, and yeah, we got into it about that. But I mean,
He was on here for like 3 seconds and decided that on a live show would be a great place to start arguing and having a mental breakdown.
I don't know, man. I have no idea. I was just sitting here fucking listening, and then all of a sudden I hear screaming, and then I'm like, oh, alright.
And then we have death threats on the air. I will come to your house and beat your ass. What the fuck was that about?
What? He said, I'll come to your house and eat your ass.
Something like that, yeah. I just kind of like blanked out and just started yelling at him.
Yeah.
There's saboteurs in the group, man. You need to answer that, and sabotaging efforts.
I'm pretty sure that was a sabotaging effort.
Right?
Yeah.
Trying to get us banned, saying like, "I'll fucking come to your house." This
Well,
and
it's
that.
like every time.
Exposing the ABB conspiracy.
Show up, scream some wild shit,
I don't know
threaten somebody,
I don't know why.
threaten a cop, some shit like that.
I don't know why I'm always blamed for what he gets banned from Milmas Mod server. I don't get it. Because I never visit these servers. It has like 20 admins or something. But I always put him back though. But
I think he's jealous of you, Lubby.
yeah, well, I can say it in a nice
Well,
way.
he wants you to feel bad because you always let him come back on. You always fucking, you're never like, bro, dude, seriously. You obviously need to work some shit out. Maybe the middle of a live stream is not the place to work your shit out.
No, it's not. When it's 4 o'clock in the morning his time. What the fuck is he doing at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning?
It's 5:22 actually, I think. Here within two.
These Europeans are crazy,
Yeah, especially those Dutch.
Stay up
Oh, did we lose Ted?
Yeah,
Did we
I
lose?
was like, what happened to Ted? I was wondering if he rage quit after fucking that. I don't know, man. There he is, he's back.
That's it.
Hey.
We I don't know if you were here for all that, but he's gone.
He got
I'm
removed,
just
but
glad-
I actually didn't even touch it. I was just looking at the YouTube chat to see if he was there too. But
You're lying. You did it. Come on.
no, I
I'm
didn't.
just glad he wasn't mad at me.
If I did it, you could see it live happening on the stream.
Oh, good point.
Yeah, I'm like streaming directly from this chat. Like, you can see my mouse moving
Good
around.
point.
And everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got an alibi. He's got an alibi. Who was it?
I'm serious. I was thinking about doing it, but I didn't click on it. I was 10 seconds away from doing it, but I didn't do it. So
That was really somebody anonymously playing Thor, acting out like Thor would, but it wasn't actually Thor.
yeah, exactly.
So clone. All right.
Well,
Oh God.
him and then
There's a
identifying
clone?
himself as Thor. That's kind of where he lost me. You know.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know, man. He just came in here. He was pissed. Starts yelling. I thought he was attacking me. He goes after Tyler. and here fucking Mark's the target.
Yeah, of course, but it's always like that.
Mark didn't even say shit, bro.
No, I'm just sick and tired of him coming on the show, and then he starts arguing with everybody. This is the same exact shit that I was kicking him out of fucking chat rooms like 4 years ago because we couldn't even leave him in a chat room before he started deleting everybody out of the chat. It would take him 24 hours. This is the same shit he did every fucking week. It's like a pattern, over and over and over and over and over again. You know, I get to a point where
You got real angry with him.
I mean, he does it every fucking time.
A few shows ago, we had kind of a close encounter, and I'm not sure if it's hearable, but I did make a comment like, you know, because he's always right and we are always wrong.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So, but I don't want to like. Okay. So this is all fair, but I don't want to like shit talk him either when he's not on the show. That's like.
That's true. Yeah. Well, there'll be a time and a place where he can shit talk together. Okay. Let's move on to the next subject.
Well, the option would be to bring him back right now and let him.
Oh God, no! I'm too angry right now. I can't do it.
Did we get to the Macron slap yet?
What phone slap? Oh, did you? Oh, the FBI were selling malware to the drug cartels. That was hilarious.
They sold.
Oh no, I was talking about Emmanuel Macron getting slapped.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I didn't even know that happened. The whole FBI thing, though. When I first read it, I didn't get it. I didn't understand that. Basically, what they did was they took black market phones, and they embedded an app into the phones that was for encrypted communications, and that app was actually a Trojan horse or a honeypot for collecting IPs and the communications of all these criminals.
Yep.
At first, I thought that they had uploaded.
Yeah, Interpol did that, right?
Yeah, they did that. Yeah. They were probably involved in the same operation, more than likely, because this was a joint operation across the world with various different agencies. But they only got 800 people. Number one, and then number two. At first, I thought, did they really just upload a fake app into the app stores? But it wasn't that. It was just they had taken a whole bunch of black market phones and installed the apps, and then sold those phones on the black market to these people. And then they took them into cartels and into various different mafias and stuff like that. And they were recording all of their communications as they were happening in real time.
Yeah. I heard there was a whole. I think they Didn't they actually get like a whole bunch of like cocaine and shit, or was that?
Yeah, they got. They said they had recovered
Tons.
$40 million worth of drugs.
Whoa.
$40 million.
But isn't that kind of a kind of entrapment?
That's what I said too.
It depends on which country you're dealing with, because it's not a crime in I think in France that's not a crime. It depends on where they were doing it, you know.
Yeah, I mean they did it all over the world in various different places. But the thing I thought the same thing as you did. I thought that was entrapment. I thought that they were basically putting innocent people into a dragnet. But in order to get this app, you had to get one of those phones that were on the black market. So I don't know how that's going to go in a court saying that it's entrapment for that, because they're buying the device. You know, there's a lot of like legal loopholes there that I think they could use. And they're already committing a crime. They're buying a phone on the black market that can't be traced, and that it's an untraceable phone. So, I mean, hard to say.
The question is that legal itself? That's not illegal, right? To buy a phone on the black market, it's not illegal, right?
You run into a lot of weird legal stuff if it was a government task force that was selling the malware. So I mean, technically it's a honeypot, but is it a crime? I remember there were certain agencies of the police that were that were getting in trouble for the honeypots for selling drugs and trying to get bust addicts. So it's a honeypot, but it depends on where they were doing it, you know, whether it was legal or not. But this isn't the first honeypot. Remember that other untraceable phone? They tried to bust the guy, and then they couldn't, and then they actually got him when he was traveling internationally, where he had what was it, the Blackberries?
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I mean, like, it depends on, are these legally able to be sold? It depends on where like how these are developed, how these phones are developed. I mean, is it using open source software for the phones, or is it illegally using like Android as an operating system or something else as an operating system? I mean, there's all types of factors here. I mean, I don't know if Android is open source and you can just install it on any device. I think there's licenses that you have to go through. I'm not 100% sure on it, but it depends on a number of factors.
I think it is. I think it is. You have to buy some kind of license to use it, right?
I believe so.
It's a company.
Yeah, I think that you have to buy some type of license to be able to install Android onto a device.
Yeah.
I think so too. I'm not 100% sure. But there's also like...
That's part of Google?
Yeah. I think so. I think that you have to have a mass license to be a phone distributor. So it depends on a whole bunch of factors here, whether these phones are legal or if they're illegal, if it's using stolen software, if it's using what's called fuck, man,
open source.
No, the hardware. I'm thinking about the hardware. I can't remember what it's called. Fuck.
For what? For Android? I'm
for any type of phone. If it's using shit.
ARM instructions or what?
I can't think, man. I don't.
I know. Yeah, the Android is open source, but he's right. There is some sort of licensing You do need to do kind of. They do the same thing with what other distro? There's a few of them that do it like that. I just don't
Yeah, but
remember.
it's not only the actual like software, it's the hardware. So if the hardware of the phone was kind of like jerry rigged, I guess, in a sense, where it's not official hardware for say it's like off brand like Samsung or something like that, and it's using hardware that is kind of counterfeit hardware for Samsung or something like that, where usually counterfeit stuff, it doesn't work, but for like phones and stuff like that, it would be a cheaper version of something and then labeling it to be something that's not. For instance, like
the Chinese.
Yeah, right. Like they do
Like
that.
the Chinese are doing all the time.
Yeah. They have a bunch of when the whole thing was blowing up with China and USA relations, and then they got kicked off of the Android store, and they developed their own alternative version of the Android operating system. I remember that.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that. If they're running counterfeit hardware or counterfeit software on these phones, then technically they're illegal, right? But I don't know, man. I thought it was entrapment too. That's the way I saw it. I saw it as entrapment, and I thought, like I said, when I first saw it, I thought that they had been putting these apps on the App Store, and that would have been a whole different story. But since they weren't putting them on the App Store, I mean, I'm less like kind of mad about it if they were just selling it on the street, as compared to, oh, we uploaded it to the App Store and then a whole bunch of people could have downloaded this. That would be a big scandal in my opinion. But if it's just an app that was installed on a whole bunch of phones and they were selling these phones on the black market and saying that these phones are untraceable, they have an app where you can talk with encrypted communications, if that's what they were doing, I mean, then I don't see it being as a legal problem, I mean, for them.
Well, the intent is still, for me, entrapment,
Yeah, I agree with you, but if they were doing it, if they were selling it on the black market and people were going to the black market and buying them, I mean, I don't think it's... I know we see it as entrapment, but I don't think it's entrapment because they're buying the device. Knowingly buying the device for a reason that they want to do secure communications. Yeah, I don't see it as being entrapment for them. Even though, we might say it's entrapment.
But using secure,
Hey, you're cutting off real bad. Is it
using
just me? Or?
secure communication itself, the act, it's not illegal, right? Who, me?
Yeah, you're cutting off. No, I'm not saying that the using secure communications is illegal. I'm saying that if they were knowingly buying a phone for XYZ purpose, I think they waive their right for entrapment because they're committing a crime.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of how it works.
If they're using the same tactics as what the drug lords are doing, then I don't understand that. Like this. I don't I've always said this for a long time. To get rid of the criminality aspect of the drug cartels is to what do you call it? Legalization, and then you get rid of it. But a lot of these tactics that they're using is on the illegal side. I totally agree with that. It's entrapment.
Yeah. On the really shady side, It is
Exactly.
shady what they are doing.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not arguing about that. I'm just saying, from their point of view, I don't see it as being entrapment because they sold these and people were buying them, and there was intent there. So if there's intent, they can they can use that in court and say, there was intent to commit a crime. That it's not entrapment. We're doing our jobs. That's what they can say.
Yeah. True.
So I'm not saying that I fucking agree with the feds. I'm just saying that's what they'll use, in my opinion.
But the intent that they're bringing up is something that most judges and juries don't understand is bullshit. Like this mythology of these people, like with hackers, they'll use like a fake intent. Like someone was just browsing files and they'll say this person was trying to hack the whole system. You can't hack the whole system. He just looked at a file that was accessible, or you buy a phone or whatever. Yeah, it's very strange. The technology with the legal system, it turns into this whole bullshit.
Yeah, it turns into a shit show. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you see it in the medical field everywhere. You see it in physics. You see it in chemistry. It's a way for them, I guess you could say, also industry to hide behind.
Yeah. No, they take advantage. They certainly take advantage of people not knowing how technology works in the legal system and in also in Congress and the Senate and everything. With all politicians, I mean, they take advantage of stuff like that. Again, look at fucking Senator Warren.
Dear God, do you think that it's actual gold coins that are just rattling around in her head, or are they squirrels?
Hamster wheel. Hamster wheel. I am convinced that she has a hamster wheel up there going, squeaking around as the hamster runs. That's why.
And the hamster is just, there's another hamster that's just scribbling out talking points from Jamie Dimon.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, even J.P. Morgan now has admitted and said that Bitcoin is not just a fad, as they said before, and it has value. They've admitted it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, they looked at the huge boom and saw that like all of their investment guys were throwing significant amounts of money into it. And then they all kind of got those dollar signs lighting up in their eyes when they saw that there may be a way for them to kind of game it. And so, yeah, dude, a bunch of them went in. And some of them are going to stay. Some of them are going to try and squeeze every last little bit out of fiat that they can. But you can't deny that it is effectively entered the legitimate market space.
Yeah. I mean,
whatever the fuck that means.
Well, I would say like years ago, I mean, in crypto, it wasn't having a fast adoption like it is now, right? Now everybody knows what the fuck crypto is. Like, everybody knows what crypto is. Everybody knows what Bitcoin is. It's all over the place. We're going through this adoption cycle, and I mean, there hasn't been more positive news for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency than the year 2021, and it's only like in the middle of the year, you know. So I don't know, man. Like you saw El Salvador this week. They made Bitcoin into their legal tender. That's huge news. You know, El Salvador is going to force other countries to follow, right? They have to, or they get left behind.
Yeah.
So
That's an incredibly bold move by El Salvador, and hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Because they're going to power it from volcanoes.
Yeah. All their politicians with the laser eyes, man. Hans is trying to talk, but we can't hear him.
Yeah, I see him getting green.
Well,
But he stays green. That is an issue.
I really doubt that the politicians even understand crypto coins. Oh, what they don't understand,
Well, El Salvador, I would say that they do, because those guys are all young. You know, all the guys that were putting up the laser eyes and everything for Latin America, those guys are all young, so they probably do understand crypto. But the politicians over here in the U.S., the old fuckers, yeah, they don't understand it. They have no idea. They don't understand what they're dealing with. They don't understand blockchain. They don't understand what the implications of cryptocurrency are. But El Salvador doing what they did is now going to force other Latin American countries to follow. And we're starting to see it. We saw Paraguay also say that they're going to get involved with Bitcoin. They said that they were going to follow in the footsteps. And we saw, what was the other country we saw? It was Paraguay. Oh, Mexico. Mexico also said something too. But there's another Latin American country, and yeah, I can't remember what it was. Fuck. Yeah, there was 3 countries this week plus Mexico that said that they were going to get involved in Bitcoin, and that's as it's falling. I just want to point that.
Yeah,
it's
well,
a kind of snowball effect, right?
It becomes cheaper to buy it if it's falling, so it becomes more interesting to invest in it.
Right, but everybody's like, "Oh no, the bear market's here," and it's like, no, it's not. There's no way.
No, well, the bear market is not. That's also not something that is like an automatic thing. It is up to the investors and up to the people what they do, right? I mean, you can decide yourself if it's going to go down or up. So, I know there's like a trend in things. Like if it goes on and there's like a lot of drops for a few days or even for a few weeks, then you can call it the bear market. But I mean, in the end, it is up to people, and also it's up to the adoption of the Bitcoin, right? I mean, we always think about just the investors, but it's also like, does the Bitcoin get adopted by like big platforms, like for example, like Amazon or something suddenly accepts Bitcoin, and then you will see it go up to like 500,000. Yeah.
And also, if Bitcoin does actually become a competitor to the other to the fiat currencies, then the government can just tell Amazon and all these other companies to not take it. So you still have to go and exchange it. And then if the exchanges are told not to do that, or to do a commission, a huge commission or something, I don't know.
They have too much money in crypto already. They're not going to ban cryptocurrency. It's not happening. There's too much money. The government people, government officials, regulators, whatever which you want to say, they are involved in the crypto industry. A lot of them have cryptocurrency investments. They're not going to get involved and ban their own investments. And there's other people with these large hedge funds and everything that are involved now. And there's
but they're involved because they think that they can make money on trading it, like as if like in the current what do they call currency exchange, where they buy and sell, and they
Forex.
try to make like, yeah, it's a speculative market still. It's not like a real, like you could call it replacement tender. We don't get paid in crypto.
Well, I mean, some of us do, but anyway.
Me too at this point.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah, not that much, but a few $100 at least, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, and I mean, there are people that are actually getting paid in crypto too. There's a lot of athletes now that have opted to be paid in Bitcoin.
No, I'm talking about the working class, like the majority of the people out there who are not athletes or programmers or techies. They're still getting paid in dollars and euros and yen, whatever. So until they're on board, it's not going to really replace anything. You know, like the government basically sets the bar.
Yeah, but the dollar value is going way down, and if you look at the charts for the yearly, for the dollar chart, I think it's DXY. I think it's called DXY. It's not pretty. It is not pretty.
But
Also-
crypto doesn't fix that. For example, 1 hour of my labor is, let's say, $20, right? My rent, let's say I'll use a week. I make, let's say, $400 a week or $800 a week, right? And my weekly costs are $600, right? With inflation, now the costs are going to be $700, right? So I have less money to save. But if I took all my money and put it in crypto and then bought that stuff on the market using crypto value, it's the same. It ends up being the same because what it is crypto is tied, let's say, to commodities like oil, and the dollar isn't, right? But you're still getting paid in dollars. So it's like my $800, which is worth less today than it was worth, let's say, 10 years ago. I still, if I buy crypto, now I have to pay a higher price for crypto, and then I have to convert that, or let's say a gas station takes my crypto. It doesn't eliminate inflation.
Over time it does.
Hey, but it also depends on what the government wants. A low-value dollar is interesting to as an exporter, right? You don't know what the U.S. government is planning. It is obviously attempting to compete against a much stronger exporter, China, but they could be aiming to go for a low dollar to be more interesting for buyers. Right? If the dollar is cheaper, it becomes more interesting to buy in America for others.
If the dollar goes down, as far as the charts are showing, it's going to be like 1929.
Yeah, but if there is a cheap dollar, I would buy something in the USA, even digitally. So.
But the thing is, in the 1929 would have happened whether they had an alternative currency or not, because it was that all these businesses who started gambling, right, borrowing money to gamble in the stock market, ended up having to pay. They had a call, I think, or whatever it's called, on the margin, and then because they didn't actually have any spendable money, they were in debt. Then they started closing businesses. So then people didn't have jobs. And when people didn't have jobs, they couldn't pay their bills. And then businesses couldn't make money because people weren't paying their bills, right? I don't understand how a currency fixes that. Like, that's actually the political issue of the economy. Like, even if we would have to actually escape the system to run without being influenced by the system, right?
Yeah, well, but for me, like, if I as a Dutch person, or like for example a German, you go to eBay.com and you see all these Americans selling all these things, right? And it is valued in dollars. The price is in dollars, right? When the dollar drops in value, it becomes cheaper for me to buy it. So So you have.
But that means, but you actually have to have whatever you call it, excess income to be able to hold on to Bitcoin, to use that. But most people in this country, and I don't know how it is in Europe, like most of their check is going to their gas, to their electricity, to their car, whatever, rent also, and that doesn't solve the problem. You know what it is? It ends up profiting for people that can play around with money. Not the working class, not the people who are poor already. No, it's helping these motherfuckers that walk around and say, oh, it went up 20%. It's just another stock market. and I'm not against it. I want something again, to fight this fiat currency. But right now, the fiat currency is the only way that most people are living. You can't just escape it. You can't all go on like whatever you call it, live off the grid. I mean, how many of us are like independently wealthy, where we could just have crypto and be able to bet on it and live off of the whatever you call it price increases, because that is just another stock market until it becomes a widely accepted thing of the working class. It's not going to replace that. I forget who said that. Michael Hudson, I believe. He said that the problem is that it's full of speculators who want to make money. But if there was no incentive to trade it and make money, then the currency would collapse, because it really isn't yet, or whatever, in the future maybe. Right now it's not a replacement.
There are a few Bitcoin ATMs already, but you need it to be adopted everywhere. There's some digital providers already accept Bitcoin for things. Need is more.
You can use so many sites to use and buy things with Bitcoin and crypto.
Yeah, but you still have to convert your paycheck. My paycheck is 10% less than it was 10 years ago, because we didn't get many raises, right? So I have less money. I still have to buy Bitcoin to buy other stuff. It doesn't replace the fact that workers are being paid shit.
Okay, but yeah, this is what I was going to say, though. The thing is, using crypto to pay for things is not a good idea, because it's
too volatile.
So what is the point of crypto then?
Historically, it goes up in value, so I would not spend my cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, on any product.
It's like buying gold. It's like buying gold or silver.
Yeah, it's an investment. But the thing is, what I just wanted to say to you, there's an account that when the stimulus came out for the first $2,000, they started tracking how much in Bitcoin you would get if you would have put that $2,000 just right into Bitcoin, and the results are astronomical. I mean, you get $2,000, and a couple months later, it went up all the way up to $60K at one point, and then dipped. But that $2,000 would have turned into like 20 grand.
Okay, so basically, Bitcoin is an investment that right now it's positive. It's like real estate. At some point, people went big into real estate. They were buying second and third houses because they knew that the price of houses was going to go up. Right now, Bitcoin is big because people are seeing that it's going up, right? But it's also going up because you have a lot of these, like you said, private, what was it, hedge funds? Hedge funds play the game. Hedge funds are big enough that they can buy a lot of, let's say, Bitcoin, and if they want to, they could sell the Bitcoin at the top, and just by them selling, the price will jump down like crazy, right? So right now, what we're doing,
I think it would be.
You need to take it away from the investors to stop the volatility. You need to bring it into the real economy, where it becomes a tangible thing.
Yes, exactly. Because money, the idea of money was originally.
Probably it will end up like the next bubble.
What?
He's cutting off real bad. But,
I said probably.
I'm back.
I said probably it will end up. Right, the next investment.
yeah, it will become a bubble if it's just going to be investors. But yeah.
Yes, and that's the danger right now, right? Like my coworker, who doesn't know shit about technology, he's big into it, right? Because now he has an app, he can buy and sell. And I said, how is this any different than like investing in oil or whatever at the time, which was going up? He says, well, this is a currency. And I'm like, it is a currency, but until people use it, it still doesn't have its, what do they call it? Intrinsic value. That's what it is. like if they wanted to, they pull out all their money, and then Bitcoin is back down to like $1,000 or whatever, right? That shows how non real it is yet.
Well, you know, there's
Maybe in the
been,
future.
you know, there's other currencies that have followed, you know, the same path, you know.
Technically,
Usually-
technically, you can use anything as a currency, right? You can use select something like empty beer cans or something, and you can you can use those as a currency if everyone adopts it as a currency. And if people like say like, okay, yeah, I want 10 empty beer cans for my
Or like Fallout.
The thing is, Bitcoin is under $1 trillion market cap right now. It's very easy for these big hedge funds to come in here and manipulate it. And if you look at gold and you look at silver and you look at the stock markets of the world and you look at all the forex markets, those markets are trillions and trillions of dollars, right? This is in its infancy of being birthed, essentially. Bitcoin was launched as an experiment by the cypherpunks, and Bitcoin has thus far done what it set out to do, and that's disrupt the economic system. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who've gotten rich off of crypto. A lot of people.
There are a lot of people that got rich off of buying 5 houses and flipping them. It's the same fucking thing. Right now, it is something that is hot. It is. I'm not saying it's not, but it's still like before, like 5 years ago when Bitcoin was still kind of really being mined. The big deal was like, I want to run my computer because I can get a, what do they call it? Where you get like a coin. It's like a unit of work or some shit. I forget what it was called. And at the time, it was like, it was worth it because for whatever electricity that you use for your GPUs and stuff, you were getting a good return. And then at some point, it became really, really bad. But then now you have Elon Musk, who kind of ignited the bullshit of it, which is this speculation bullshit. How do you think Elon Musk went from, what did he, his net worth jumped over Bill Gates, right? How? Because everyone started jumping on the electric car bandwagon. And it's like, oh, that's the big thing now. Electric cars are the future. If it's speculation, you're going to see these big increases and you're going to think like that's the future. But it could be just a bubble, like Mark said. We don't know.
Yeah, I always had a comment out about electric vehicles when hydrogen fuel cells are like the real future. But hey,
oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean that hydrogen, and I think they were going to have methanol fuel cells. That disappeared. It's very strange.
Well, the hydrogen. Yeah, I remember I did a college dissertation paper on it, and you know, about the technology and how simple it is to do, and how actually clean it is. It's electrical under the. I don't want to get into technical details, but you know, there's only three cars on the market that are hydrogen fuel cells, and everybody's jumping onto the electric bandwagon. I don't get it.
There's other issues with the hydrogen too. I heard it's so small.
Storage.
The molecule, storage, and also it needs like a ridiculous pressure. So the tanks have to be like this carbon fiber shit, and the pumping stations. Like if you want a gas station to like fill up your hydrogen car, it has to be like a super high pressure storage. Because you can't liquefy it.
There's hydrogen stations over near my house. They already have that. They've already mastered all these techniques. It's just that a lot of people have this misnomer that they're explosive and this and that, and they go, well, kerosene, ethanol, whatever
it also takes
explosive as well.
Well, it is.
Yeah, but
it acts like an electric car.
The thing is, it has value on the street, right?
What?
Yeah.
There's value in the streets that it's a real tangible thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing is,
it has
when you compare.
He's cutting off real bad.
When you compare hydrogen to electric it's very similar in that they're both storage mediums. But what the problem is that you still need to generate electricity to create hydrogen, just like you need to generate electricity to charge your Tesla or whatever.
It's
The
actually
point is
easier.
that-
It's easier. It's actually like you don't even need that high of a voltage to start creating hydrogen from water. It's very low.
No, it's called conservation of energy, right? So if you want 1 calorie of energy, whether it's electricity or in atoms in chemical reactions, it requires that much energy to break that bond in water, right? And then when you
it's very simple.
with oxygen or you use a fuel cell, you get back that energy. But it's not like you broke the bond and it only took you half the amount that you get from burning it. No, the amount of energy you use to break the water is the same amount of energy you get when you burn it. So
it uses what's known as a PEM, which is a proton exchange membrane, where they use hydrogen on one end, oxygen on the other.
Yeah.
And it creates a charge, and the end product is water. Yeah.
Yeah. The bond energy of the hydrogen in a water atom is whatever it is. Let's say 500 millijoules or whatever. To break that, you need that much energy, right? And then when you use it in the fuel cell, or if you burn it or whatever, you get back that energy. But it's basically like a battery.
Yes, but it's electrical. Yeah, it is electric.
Yeah.
Dad,
It's
I
better
posted
than
something.
batteries, no, because you don't need freaking lithium.
Just real quick, Dad, I posted something in the general chat.
Oh.
I was gonna say I can't read that.
Yeah,
what
I
others did we not cover?
Yeah, so there was something with Texas, right? Or did I already say that?
What's up with Texas?
There was something with Texas. Someone posted with Texas something. Let me see.
Heck, what's the matter with
We
Texas?
haven't
We got
talked
too many
about
people.
Craig Murray's thing yet.
You got too many people?
No, we got too many people from California and New York moving in.
Oh yeah, that's been going on for a while now, huh?
I have a
it's
theory.
Accelerated.
I have a theory.
What?
I think that Austin, Texas is ground zero for the Great Reset and the new transhumanist experiment. I think that over the last couple of years, Joe Rogan has been courted by and co-opted by Peter Thiel. I think that that because of this partnership, that's why Joe Rogan decided to kidnap all of the best comedians in America and move them to Austin. I think this is where we're going to, and I'm only half kidding about this. I think this is where we're going to start to see the you will own nothing and like it really play out, because a lot of the housing in Austin is owned by BlackRock. Even the new housing, they're buying brand new entire subdivisions, like all in one fell swoop, and turning them into single family rentals. And I think that because of the veneer of cool people and like whatever the fuck Austin's already supposed to be, home of live music or some shit, that it's going to be a testing ground and marketable for the whole smart city thing too. They're already trying to do that.
Well, what Austin used to be was the place where Texas hippies hung out, because they were pretty liberal up there. But now, I mean, they just accept they got all the homeless coming in there, the friggin' immigrants were in, they got all these nature trails, and they're all like just camp cities now. I mean, they're calling it the Little Skid Row. They're on the slippery slope already.
I have heard that the unhoused there in Austin are downright aggressive.
Yeah, which is, here, I mean, it's unusual because, like, I mean, Texas cops overall are usually pretty hardcore, but like you get in the cities, all the big cities are liberal here in Texas. I mean, that's just fact. And they're woke, and they're full of disgusting mask-wearing slaves also. That's coming to an end because the governor signed a new order saying there's $1,000 fine for any business that makes people wear masks. So mask wearing is pretty much over in Texas finally. The horse shit's over.
Yeah, it's the same in other states too right now.
Still a lot of people wearing them though. You just can't.
It's true.
You just can't break. You can't break that slave mentality.
It's like a child. It's like a child that still carries around their teddy bear.
Yeah, that security blanket. Well, you see that. I mean, a lot of people do, even as adults. Yeah, it's like the corruption is the security blanket that we all need because it's what we know. God forbid we have freedom because that's scary. We don't know where that goes.
Well,
Similar.
I mean, it's like a religion now, science, right? Because what does religion appeal to? Mortality, right? And now people want to live, and they're afraid of some invisible virus that still hasn't been isolated. And I mean, if you make people scared of their life, they can accept scientism and whatever other belief systems that come out. That's the war on terror also, right? 9/11. I mean, that people started being okay with what is it? The TSA and all that nonsense.
Yeah, the TSA needs to go away. Yeah, they're not the only airport that does it. That's pretty bad. Every time I fly, every time
9/11 just brought in what was going on internationally anyway. I mean, because I went through airports, pre 9/11, and they were doing all that stuff, years before. It's just like they adopted the international scheme for everybody else.
Yeah.
And we'll call it the Patriot Act because we're a bunch of patriots here in America, and everybody knows it.
You know the other thing that really, really sounds fucked up is that Homeland Security. It sounds like it's straight out of the Nazis. Homeland, like, I don't think the United States ever used that before, right? Did they never used that term, homeland, like that's sounds like a German thing, right?
Well, that could be the fatherland, but then you got like the Russians. Don't they call it the motherland? Or
yeah,
I mean, it's just I don't know. Maybe they're the whole matriarchal thing going on. I don't know.
You're actually right. The Germans did use that. They used that. The German translation is Heimat for homeland.
Yeah.
Actually, did.
I mean, like
secret police you can trust.
Yeah. I mean, it ends up creating more not borders, but like now we're gonna have all this tracking and bullshit because they're afraid of outbreaks. Well, they didn't even fucking prove the original outbreak, and I know we have this whole story of the gain of function, which is another kind of story that it doesn't actually flesh out because it's statistically. I mean, like, yeah, people died from conditions, yes. But the statistics are showing that really, if you look at the overall total deaths in most countries, except for the United States, which they played around in January, they dumped a few like late cases or whatever. But the total deaths were comparable to years before. I think UK is like one of the best examples I remember seeing. Anyway. So there is no fucking pandemic, but now they have this gain of function, and now that's the new fear. Like, oh, these crazy experimenting people are going to create this deadly thing, and we're all going to have to get a vaccine. Right now people don't buy it, but sooner or later it's gonna be the next big thing, right?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, seems to be better
Hello,
now.
Ted.
Yeah,
Cool.
Hey, okay.
I think it's my modem. Once in the X weeks, I have to reset it because it starts buffering and buffering and buffering and buffering.
What is it? DSL?
No, it's a cable modem. It's it goes over the TV cable, and
Yeah.
I think it's a modem thing. Those are not.
It
the
could,
great-
yeah, it could be. Yeah, sometimes you do get like the hardware does fail on you, or a heat sink goes bad inside, and then it constantly resets. I've seen weird shit like that with modems.
Yeah, well, they are not the best modems that my provider use, so it's not the best, the high quality ones.
Yeah, I mean they sell them pretty cheap now. I don't know how it is in Europe. Over here, the standard whatever they call it, DOCSIS for cable. My girlfriend, she bought one that had the Wi-Fi and everything built in, so she doesn't have to rent it. Like, cause they rent it over here, so they charge people like $10 or $15 a month just to have a cheap piece of crap box.
Yeah, well, here they give it to you with your with your subscription. So
Yeah, if they give it to you, then they can mandate that you use theirs. But if here, when they make you pay for it, then you could say no, and you could just buy one for $100.
Yeah, you can do your own cable modems and just send them. Give your ISP the MAC address. Those 2-in-1 combos, I don't know. I don't ever use them. I always use my own hardware.
Well,
Yeah.
the ones that my provider gives that are those cheap Motorola modems, and well, they are okay, but you just need to reset them once in X time, like a few weeks. You have to reset them because it starts buffering like crazy.
yeah, well, we fixed it now. I mean, now it's like perfect.
Yeah,
Right.
I know this problem, so that's why I had to run down and just unplug it, keep it out of the power for like 30 seconds, and then reset it again.
Yeah.
That mostly does the trick.
Hey, so we have one more like important thing to discuss, right? We have to discuss the Craig Murray case.
Actually, I was posting about that, but I didn't really read into it. I was just retweeting and stuff like that. But
So,
yeah. What was going
Lori
on?
and I went into it a little bit on our show earlier tonight. Pardon me. I have an article I can drop in the general chat here in a second, so you guys can check it out. But essentially, what happened is that the same 3 judges who sat Murray's case and decided to give him the contempt charge in the first place were the panel of judges that sat to hear whether or not he was going to be allowed to go forward with his appeal. So they denied it on some pretty weak grounds to begin with. I just put the article in chat there. Let's see. Murray, he plans to challenge the High Court's refusal, and he's going to take it to the UK Supreme Court. But the case itself and what they actually ended up getting him on, it's got wider complication or wider implications in journalism globally, and that's this concept of jigsaw identification and what a group of people means, like how you can, what constitutes how did the court put it? Let's see. Test applied by the High Court in determining the meaning of jigsaw identification is too wide. The appeal submissions asserted. The question which must be asked is whether, in its context, the material was such as was likely, objectively speaking, to lead to an identification of the complainer's protective witness. If the material would be likely to enable a particular section of the public to do so, that would be sufficient. So the question is, what makes up a section of the public?
Yeah.
And the go ahead.
Yeah, no. So what he was arguing is that you have to be a specialist to be able to identify this person, right? And the other side
Right.
argues that
Well, or not a specialist, but just someone like incredibly close to the case to begin with. Like either, an absolute expert in whatever field, if in fact that's what you're discussing, or you already have to be so familiar with the case itself that what you would be reading would not be news to you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then and they would argue that if someone like that can do it, it means the entire public can do it. So he pretty much exposed the identity of that person, pretty much. But yeah, that's
that was the argument, but through breadcrumbing, or what they call jigsaw identification. So again, the court is saying that even somebody entirely unfamiliar with the case would have been able to pick up Murray's, start reading Murray's blogs, and over the course of however many, weeks of following the Alex Salmon case, of reporting on it, they would then be able to, solely based on his blog, identify a protected witness. That's what the court's saying.
Sounds like a load of bullshit.
yeah. It's technically not even true, because they also put in like things like trying to make him responsible at first for people replying to tweets he did, like literally the replies. He doesn't even have control over replies.
Nope.
So apparently, if you want to be that, you have to like lock yourself in a room without a phone or internet.
Yeah, well, that's the point, is they're trying to limit kind of the scope of current courtroom reporting.
Yeah, there's another thing that plays is that when he wrote his blogs, etc., that entire law of identity protection didn't even exist yet in Scotland. It literally was introduced after he wrote his blogs, which is strange. I mean, but it's true. I mean, they introduced that whole identity protection thing, and already the articles they're talking about were released before that. So they're literally yeah. You can become a criminal if the law doesn't exist yet. If they create a law later on, like he could argue that because the law didn't exist, he didn't know he did something wrong then, because it wasn't that the law.
Yeah, is it? Don't they call that like a kangaroo court, where they just make up stuff and then change the laws last minute to make you guilty?
Well, his reporting on and friendship with Julian Assange were mentioned in his indictment. I mean, there's pretty thin on the ground as far as justification or legal basis for going after Murray. They're going after anyone who was close to Julian. Said so in the Stratford document.
That's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
So again, they are attacking not just Julian, but they are attacking the free media. Anybody who criticizes the system becomes a target.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Which is what I mean, and that's a huge part of the reason, obviously, to advocate for Julian's life, but that's a huge part of the reason why Julian's father and half brother, John and Gabriel Shipton, are in the U.S. right now. in this month for the Home Run for Julian tour.
Mm-hmm.
And they just did an event in New York today. Roger Waters and a number of other people spoke. They're in Philly tomorrow. We just read the dates off on the show, so some of them are still fresh in my head. And then they're in D.C. on Sunday for the first stop in D.C. Misty, our good friend, comrade Misty, and Andrew Smith, and a handful of other, I think there's, Krish Mohan will be out for the Columbus, Ohio one. Our very, very funny, very talented friend Krish Mohan will be there with the Shiptons. I would like to, if you guys could put me in touch with Jeremy, I'd like to see if it would be possible if they could come out. Him and his brother could come out to the Chicago events. There's 2 days.
Okay.
Luby.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's probably something you would want to avoid. I mean, I don't know, man, but
Sure.
Well, he was at Descent Fest, so he technically, yeah.
Yeah, I
it's up to
know.
him. I mean,
Like if they actually followed through on like that, no encrypted conversations, can't talk to us nonsense, then I would be like, okay. But since he was at like the Whistleblower Fest and he was able to be at like campfires, like virtual campfires with us,
it's supposed
we got a shot with him.
As far as I know, he's supposed to like be. He's not supposed to have contact with any Anons. That's as far as.
With Jeremy.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, he's not even supposed to be on the internet.
Yeah, I don't know what Deepa and that.
That's not true. Him and his brother have a freaking podcast.
No,
Well, I
remember
guess I don't know if they live
PayPal.
stream
Remember the PayPal people from Payback. Remember when they got sentenced when they got out? Like one dude wasn't even able to fucking use a fucking computer for like 2 years.
Yeah, but that was also what? I mean, we're almost a decade removed from that, and everybody's life, especially during lockdown. I don't think the lockdown had been lifted in Illinois when he got out.
Yeah.
Like the whole world is online.
How do you even live without the internet? Because nowadays everything is automated, everything is going over internet.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's super true. I mean, how is he supposed to access his like bank account or PayPal or something to get paid and cash out checks? Because right now you can't go to a fucking bank, and they like
exactly.
They don't allow you to go to the banks right now. I mean, or at least they didn't for the past couple months. I don't know about right now.
And even declaring taxes and everything like that, you have to do it.
Yeah, you have to use the internet. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, taxes got to use the internet. Yep.
So cutting somebody, saying to somebody like you're not allowed to go on the internet, it's like sending him back to the Middle Ages. Right?
Basically.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
What seems to be the point of
Nick when he got out?
Isn't the internet is kind of a basic human right nowadays because you have to use the internet to get around. Right?
You can argue that
they did. It was considered a what was it called? Because of what did they try to do? Fucking
utility.
Pi. Yeah, he took it down as a like a utility, and now they're trying to right now there are motions to remove what a JitPi did in the United States to make it back into a utility. But he was just changing all that shit for the telecom companies. He didn't have the American.
He was a Verizon lawyer.
Yeah,
before he worked for the FCC.
And he made a meme, before he went out, that's saying he didn't destroy the internet, and as soon as he was quitting the FCC, there were various ISPs that were doing exactly what he said that they wouldn't do. So I don't know. I think he's working now for I think he's going back to some telecom company or something.
Oh, I'm sure he is. The fucking revolving door.
He was. Remember, he was the. Remember that one Christmas?
He did exactly what he was supposed to do. They wanted to do it under Obama. There was still too much pushback at the time because there was still incredibly activated online activism. Where now there seems to be kind of lull, as it were.
I remember he was the meme for winter. Remember Christmas of 2017? He was like the meme for the holiday season.
Yeah, the giant, Reese's
where
cup.
He made him, where he had like a lightsaber and Nerf gun or some shit.
Huh.
I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Net neutrality.
I don't know how we got here from the Craig Murray case.
No, I'm talking about the.
It got into the whole idea of
aid.
It got to the idea that everyone should have internet access, and
it's becoming a basic need for humans, right?
Yeah.
Because nowadays, with all the automation, everything is going over the internet. The simple thing from banking to declaring taxes, everything you have to do over the internet.
Yep.
Because here in my town, there is no bank anymore. If I want to do some bank business, I have to do it over the internet, or I have to drive to get some bank clerk to help me. It's actually stupid. Am I lagging again?
No, I heard you there. Well, you would think that, okay, like when you shut down the world over a pandemic, I mean, you would think these guys are hurting their own business. How does shutting down the world, actually help your banking in the long run?
Yeah, what I try to say is, everything nowadays is going over the internet. So shutting somebody down from the internet, it's like shutting them down from running water and electricity. It's a basic need. It became a basic need.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the problem is, I'll speak here, for Americans, is like, our politicians are not interested in defending any individual's rights. And that goes to the heart of the problem. It's like, it doesn't really matter what you look at. They do not like the individual. So they take away your banking, censor you off the internet. What they're doing is attacking you individually. They can exist as a corporation, but you can't exist as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in the past with the kingdoms, like Braveheart. The English king wants you to be dependent on him.
Yep. Basically.
And the whole problem is that most people are okay with that because they are dependent on the system because they don't actually have any real skills. And that's the weird thing. Like the working class now, who is underpaid, actually have skills that is useful, but we have a huge upper middle class.
You're doing that just to
yeah,
void dead air. I mean, if
Yeah.
that's where we're at, we can wrap. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got through all the topics we wanted to get through.
Mhm. We did 2.5 hours, I
Um,
It'd
guess.
be
So.
Real quick, I uh
I
want to make sure that there aren't any like dates set that we're missing. Oh, well, there's still. I mean, guess I could finish talking about the home run tour. Starting the 23rd of June in Denver, Colorado. I will be documenting the rest of the West Coast leg and the final stop back in DC on July 1st. So and I'll be hosting
Sometimes,
or
yeah.
part of the panel in Denver. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Sometimes it sucks to be in Europe because it's all so far away for us.
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, dude, it's insane booking flights right now. It is ridiculously expensive. It's gross. But so I'm gonna turn all that into a documentary, and then immediately after, we'll be back in LA, holding a birthday event for Julian on July 3rd. We're gonna like hijack or co-op the 4th of July and flip that into a free Assange rally wherever we can get to. There will be forthcoming details when we have them. Doing the first planning meeting for that tomorrow. The tour itself, if you're listening and you're in the U.S., there is most likely a home run for Julian tour stop near you. Unfortunately, not like the Southwest. But barring a handful of states, there's most likely a home run for Julian tour stop near you. Please get out there and support John and Gabriel Shipton, support Julian Assange, support free press. You're going to have the opportunity to connect with activists that live near you. It is always good to do that. You become
not
each
alone out
other's
there.
mutual aid networks. Like, this is a good thing.
Right? You're not alone out there.
So and look, dude, it's summer, lovely weather. There's no fucking excuse. Get your behinds up and out and show some love.
okay, but
And,
don't get heat stroke though.
Drink lots of water. Stay hydrated. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. Show some love.
Yeah.
Stay
Been
hydrated.
I've been to protests in Miami where we've had the medic crew on standby because people have passed out from heat exhaustion. So summer in Florida isn't exactly the best protesting time, but please, please, please do it. If I can get out there, so can y'all. Okay.
Oh, I've been to Florida, so I know how hot it can be there.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and it was not even the summer season, you know. It was everybody was walking around in sweaters there, and I was walking around in a t-shirt, and I was like, "What the hell is wrong with everybody?"
Yeah, because most Floridians are sensitive to any weather that's under 80 degrees, so...
I was like,
you guys,
"What
you
is
guys
wrong
got this.
It's freaking hot out here." And they're like, "No, it's cold." And like, "You want cold? Come to the Netherlands. There is cold in the winter." This is not even cold. I was walking around in my t-shirt, you know.
Yeah, they always joke when it's summer, when it's winter, and when it's 6 degrees in Chicago, that's shorts weather.
Yeah. once declared a state of emergency in Broward County because it got down to like 40 degrees.
Oh my god, you guys are so.
Yeah, but
We're special down here.
Yeah, but if it goes below,
It was I've ever been within. You know, when I was in Chicago, got -20, and I remember the LCD display in my car actually like broke because it had. Yeah, it wouldn't work anymore.
And you know it's cold, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
they had that problem with the Teslas in Canada. Like if it was below like 30 or something like that, or 20, the batteries wouldn't charge because the amount of energy they needed to heat the batteries to take a charge was more than like.
No, that's true. You can lose a charge on a battery if it gets too cold. You're right.
Yeah, I mean it's like ridiculous cold in Canada. Like my friend said that he threw his coffee in the air to test it out, and yeah, it froze in midair.
Yeah, I've seen that in Michigan.
Dead air
before,
does
yeah.
make me die inside a little bit too. It does. It does.
I saw a very funny video about that recently. Some Russian guy throwing hot water in the air, trying to make it freeze in the air, and he got a load of hot water in his face.
You got to go to Alberta. Alberta is cold enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a big fan of cold weather, so no, thank you. I'd rather go to Florida.
I actually have real important news.
Go
Interrupt. It's bullshitting. Iran sends warships to Atlantic, according to AP News.
Yeah, I heard about that last week. They were apparently there was an escort ship. They were escorting a some sort of tanker to Venezuela, but it was like some sort of Iranian battleship.
This is a warship this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the United States will block it, you know, because we're at unofficial war with Venezuela, embargoes.
They just burned down their own ship. What was it, like off the Strait of Hormuz or something? They just lost their biggest warship, caught on fire. I mean, I don't give them much. I don't think there's anything to worry about. You know.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Israel that did that.
So, Steve, something's going on. I think
That's
I don't know what-
anti-Semitic.
No. Their money. They've been having a problem in Venezuela for the last 2 or 3 years, where their money is like it's hyper inflated to the point where, you know, they're reprinting their money now. It's so worthless. I mean, for Venezuela, it's better start playing ball with the rest of the world. You know what I mean? But they don't really want to. They're just creating a worse problem down there.
Well, that's because of sanctions, which are officially war that we put on them. And until the international community believes in democracy, which they don't, we're not gonna. It's not gonna change
at all.
Well, they are kind of our neighbors too, because we have the ABC Islands there, which are right next to Venezuela, right? I mean, Curacao is still a Dutch territory, so they are kind of our neighbors.
That's right. I really don't know what the solution for Venezuela is. It's sad to see a resource-rich country left in the wrong hand. Actually, Maduro was supposed to fix the problems that they saw coming, and he just. At first, he was supposed to be this like superhero, and then he turned into be a dictator.
He's not a dictator. He's been elected.
Yeah, a majority of Venezuelans don't want him there.
Okay, so when they had an election, why did they vote the other guy?
Well, they use those same electronic machines we do here, so I mean,
I'm not
all
even
bets
sure if
are
there
off,
was.
man.
I'm not even sure if there was an election. I really don't know what had happened there because I don't.
There
remember
was,
the
and
election.
there were independent observers from all over the world that said it was a fair election, right? But the Western media said it was a rigged election because we don't like countries that try to do things without our system, and then we put sanctions on them. Yeah, and the same thing with Russia.
Venezuela used to be quite rich, right? Because they had a lot of oil.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
Very rich country.
they were very rich, and yet they had a lot of poverty, just like Brazil. You know how Brazil has a lot of money, but the people are poor. And then Chavez came in, and he socialized the oil because Exxon and all.
Can anyone else hear Rob? Or
Yeah, I can, but I had to close out of Discord and then come back.
Who's
in.
Rob?
But no,
Who's Rob?
oh, it's
happened?
Van Damme. And
Van Damme.
I can hear him.
Let me
I
turn him
coming
up. Hold on. Let me turn you up. Hold on.
No, he's fine now. It was just like a weird.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a weird bug. I couldn't hear him, and then.
Oh, he was hearable on the stream the whole time, so don't worry about that.
Oh no, I can
That's
turn
strange.
up the volume if it was a volume.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi.
Oh, let me
I
turn
don't
up your. But you are a little quiet.
I was talking about the cheap gasoline in Venezuela and it being socialized at some point.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah, yeah.
invested all that money back into the people, but something terribly went wrong there.
Yeah, because
they invested more money into the people and didn't put money aside. And when the oil prices went down, it went south for the Venezuelan people, right?
Oh, people only paid 15 cents a gallon there, so just saying.
the thing is, what happened is that the United States was playing with Saudi Arabia to lower the price of oil so they could screw Venezuela and Russia, right?
Yep.
And that worked. That worked for a while, but then the price went back up. But because Venezuela was starting to make more money, then they started bringing all these sanctions. So like now, most countries that are like with us, NATO and stuff, they can't buy Venezuelan oil because they're a dictatorship in quotes. We just did a political block on them being able to do business. We talk about free market, but they can't fucking sell their oil to us. Isn't that weird?
Well, with an empire of lies, that's what you can get away with.
Well,
Exactly.
that's kind of trying to enforce our ways on a country, right?
Yeah. And that guy that called himself president, Guaido, he barely anyone there knew about him, and he was trained in Americas, the School of the Americas. So it's like you always see these color revolutions come out, and it's always some American promoted, and then they always call the guy a dictator. Same shit happened with that guy. What's his name? The guy in Russia. I forget. I'm not saying these leaders are good. I'm just saying that like what we're saying about them being dictators, that's total fucking bullshit. I mean, you're just listening to the fucking mass media.
Well, I think a lot of those revolutions are orchestrated by some foreign government, right?
Yeah, like the Ukrainian one, Georgian, all these.
Even further back, the Cuban one,
Yeah,
the one in Cuba, was also orchestrated, right?
yeah. Even the
Bay of
Bolsheviks.
Pigs. The
Even
Bay
the
of Pigs.
Bolsheviks. Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, the Bolsheviks too. Well, that's our friends, the who can't be named. They don't like to be named anyway.
The bankers.
Yeah, but they're of a particular persuasion.
Yeah, well, it's all over the world. Nicaragua, you have to as an example. It's everywhere. It's always the same story.
I heard that Guaido was a Freemason too.
Oh wow.
It's often Freemasons and these people too. Yeah.
It's all these subversive groups. I mean, they're always up to this no good.
Yeah.
Yep. Always those with the all-seeing eye, right?
Oh, you need to be connected to be allowed. right? I mean, none of us will be allowed in there. Trust me.
Where's Klaus Schwab to give us our instructions? We need instructions.
Right?
You will show me your papers.
It's a great reset. I mean, you know, what's not to like?
It's always the group with the all-seeing eye as a symbol who orchestrate everything.
I think that eye in the sky, that eye thing comes from the original like eye in the sky of big civilizations where they had to keep people afraid of like God or whoever, and later on it turned into this occult symbol.
It already originates in Egypt, like the top level class. Like the top level is
Yeah.
only able to know everything, because the rest of the civilization was made to believe that the pharaoh had direct connection to like God, right? It's only
Yeah,
like
they have that. They have the same symbol, the eye of what was
Horus.
it called again?
Horus.
Yes.
Horus was pretty much the Egyptian messiah. Yeah.
And that symbol is still used, right? Look at
Yeah.
your $1 bill on the backside.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's classic. Yeah.
So these Egyptian mystery schools. I mean, you know, what is it that tracks all? You know, for whatever, like almost 5,000 years now. I mean, something's going on.
I think that was the birth.
Were it like all the founding fathers except for Benjamin Franklin Freemasons?
I think that's their ideal of a civilization where there's a small class of people that live in luxury and everyone else toils.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, they pretend to know it all. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And stepping on everybody.
Yeah, well, they don't know it all. It's just like, no, not true. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say Masons are kind of clueless.
yeah, it's just a new religion. Like, it's their own little religion. It's not even that new, by the way. It originated
No,
in the 18th century stuff.
And not even
Usually.
a religion. It's a cult, right?
A lot of the Masons, like I've had friends over the years that think they're Masons. They think they know a whole lot, and they think that their weird teachings and stuff has given them insights, and I don't know, they sound more crazy than any normal person I've ever talked to. So, most of these guys just use it for their business relations, So they're in some super spooky club,
Like Rotary clubs you have that too. Like, it's very similar
Yeah.
in that sense. Less religious, I guess.
Well, the brotherhood help each other. I mean, that's
Yeah.
about it. But I was gonna say, did you guys see what happened this week with the whole billionaire tax leak and how it showed that they weren't paying their fair share of taxes, and then what happens? The FBI gets involved, but no, the FBI is not getting involved against the billionaires. They're getting involved against the actual leak. What the fuck, dude? Like, if there's not anything more that says they don't give a fuck about normal people and they just care about, the billionaires, and they don't care if they dodge taxes. I mean, I don't know.
It's like
nothing more.
It's like Epstein's the guards on duty during Epstein's suicide. They got like a slap on the wrist basically for doing like really fucked up things.
Well, quote unquote suicide, because I don't really think that's suicide, but
Well, what?
I don't think anybody here thinks that Epstein just decided he was going to kill
It
himself.
was. It was a suicide. It was an assisted suicide.
Well, yeah, when you put it that way, that whole thing with Epstein, man, like, it's so obvious it's not a suicide. I mean, the guy had a fucking broken, is it called trachea? Trachea?
Trachea.
Trachea, thank you. Trachea. Yeah, he had a broken trachea, and, there's another bone in your neck. I don't know what the fuck it's called. The hyroid bone. And that only breaks with extreme pressure, and it's been said in like multiple studies that somebody hanging themselves, that's not going to break. But if somebody put a little bit of pressure on your neck, it might break.
I think some higher class people were afraid that he's gonna talk.
Oh,
The thing is, they had multiple documents of evidence, including video evidence, and after he died, they can't use that in a court because it was obtained from him, right? So, I mean, he wouldn't even have to talk. They already had fucking evidence. They had video evidence like all over the place. The various.
But that doesn't make sense though. Like, let's say they raided your house for some kind of crime, and then they found out that there was these weird tapes or whatever, right? And then later on, they're trying to figure out a lot of the issues going on with a lot of people, and it just so happens to be your tapes have the evidence of what happened, right? They can use that evidence. So I don't know why the court is making up bullshit rules.
Okay, so because
they are protecting each other. Because
Yes.
that's the thing. I don't know how many of those higher class are in those pedo networks, but I think enough, and they protect each other.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But in regards to the whole court situation, because he died, right? And the case was open and he died, they can no longer use that evidence, or at least that's what they said.
That's bullshit, right?
I'm not a lawyer. I have no fucking idea. But
It sounds like the shit that they would tell us on the media, just to kind of make us feel like, oh well, that stuff is going to be sealed up.
I'm more interested in Ghislaine's trial, which is happening next month.
oh yeah, she's not gonna live to go to the trial.
And if
Sorry.
and if she's gonna live through it, that's what I want to know too. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna choke in the chow hall.
I heard that they gave, like last month I heard that the lawyers got like 3 million pages from the prosecution, and they were going to delay the trial or something like that. I don't know what's the deal with 3 million pages.
Maybe. I don't know.
But if she would die, wouldn't that be a little bit obvious, because then the people would start wondering, like, what the fuck is going on,
Honestly, because the agents that are involved in looking into all this stuff, they're not senior agents. If she was to die, I think some of those agents might push harder to go after the network. I'm not saying the senior people in the FBI are corrupt, right? But the lower
Go ahead.
the lower levels of the FBI, right? Those are the guys who and women who go into that agency thinking that they want to go after people like Epstein and after criminals, and they join the force to do that, right? So I think because of the lower level FBI agents are involved in this investigation and everything, I think that they might actually push further if she is to die.
I think there are also politicians involved in this, and that's why suddenly this evidence is not valid anymore, They are protecting.
Yeah, they bend the rules. Like I remember there was a guy who had a case against the income tax, right? And he had a good case based on the Constitution. You can't tax wages; you can only tax profits, right? And he had his case, and in the court, the judge said you can't use the Constitution as evidence.
What the hell?
Yeah, this guy
Well,
Irwin Schiff.
That's the new. They use precedents in our court system, not the Constitution.
Yeah,
Even though
I
they
mean, like,
swear to it, it's corrupted.
remember when O.J. Simpson, they had that DNA evidence, and then on a technicality, they said that DNA evidence is not admissible. That's totally arbitrary. That could be, the judge could just be in cahoots with whoever.
Well,
There could be bribes involved.
that's trying to fight in a system that is crooked by itself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like carrying water to the sea, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I like your jokes. They're good. Very.
Yeah, that was a good one.
We live in an upside down world.
It's actually a Dutch saying, carrying water to the sea.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Where's that come from? Or what is it referring to?
That something is completely useless. Fighting the system that is rigged is useless, right?
That's like tits on a boar hog.
Nice one. But yeah, the system is rigged, and we, the little guy, we can try to fight it, but we will never succeed. As long as they keep protecting each other, the higher class, we make no chance, right?
That's correct. So we're supposed to actually fight. See, I think that's where actually, if there's a time when you can't negotiate with your government anymore, you're not left with any, reasonable solutions.
Anonymous was shouting a lot in the protest. One solution, revolution, right?
Yeah. It's a good one.
Actually, yeah, it's not my line. We were using it in Amsterdam a lot, right, Mark?
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the case. If we can't fight the system, we should break it down and build a new system. That one that is not rigged.
I remember in history there was a time when Europeans would chop off the heads of their bad kings and queens. Is that true?
Yeah, with the guillotine.
Oh yeah,
In France.
the French Revolution.
Yeah, it was pretty common. I mean, it's just like every 30 or 40 years they get out of line and the people knew what to do, but not anymore. I mean, I don't get it.
Back then, that was also the solution for divorce, right? Because I think one French king did that.
But the other thing is, like, back then, societies weren't so huge. Like nowadays, we have so many levels of representation, and both parties. You got Trump supporters, you got the left supporters. They're always like, yeah, we'll get him next time.
Well, that's a never-ending fight, right? Because this term the right will be on, the next term the left will be on, and the next one will be right again. It's never-ending.
We got you in that false paradigm that there's really a choice, and there isn't.
True.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta tap out.
I think this.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
It's
About time.
in the morning.
Yeah.
Guys, we already did 7 hours
We're
of show.
just waiting for somebody to say it.
We already did 7 hours of show today, so this is yeah.
Yeah.
And we did say we were gonna wrap up like an hour ago too.
Yeah.
Before we go, I just found something important that actually has to be said. Unknown malware collects 1.2 billion or terabytes of sensitive data, and 26 million passwords
Every day.
That's actually pretty huge, dude. Like that's pretty big.
Yeah.
We should pay the ransom now.
Well, change your passwords regularly, right? Don't always use your same passwords because that's stupid.
Well, yeah, that's good advice. And use password generators.
Exactly.
What?
Random letters and numbers, so it's not easy to guess.
Very true.
Yeah, and don't store your fucking passwords on your computer either. Good malware actually scans your computer and finds it. So, just saying.
I like Bitwarden. Bitwarden is pretty good. It's like LastPass. They have their their fucking encryption wherever. But yeah, it's been good.
Actually, what I did for a while was I think of a word, right? Like for example, my dog name is Sophie, right? I think of a word like Sophie, and I just transferred that word into hexadecimals and use that as a password.
Holy cow!
Oh my god, man. Oh, that's an interesting way of doing it.
So you don't forget it, but because it's an easy word to remember, we just transfer it into hexadecimals or binary code, right?
Right. Yeah. No, I see what you're doing there, but still, holy fuck.
I actually used to do that for a while, and now I not. Now I'm using a different system. I always change it up,
Great way of covering your ass there. Now, all the big sites get hacked these days. I mean, we have a database of LinkedIn, and last month was Facebook, 530 million accounts. It goes on and on. Everything gets hacked, so you're not safe.
Before that.
Wait, Facebook got hacked again last month?
The only way to
No,
be
they
safe-
had to announce it last month, I think.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's like, oh guys, we're sorry. Yeah, we had a security breach. Oh, when was it?
Every month.
When was it? Oh, it was about a year ago. Yeah. Well, we're just telling you right now because we feel that you should know. Oh, but what about the months where everybody's data was stolen and people could have had their accounts hacked and could have personal data hacked? I mean, like credit cards, I don't know, debit cards.
Look, we redesigned the way Facebook looks again without asking anyone. You're welcome. And that's like their answer to it. Or like, we're gonna censor you more.
They are so desperate, and it shows how desperate they are by trying to constantly redesign Facebook. And they don't realize it, but they clusterfucked it. There's way too much shit on there that shouldn't be on there now. Like, they got a fucking store, they got fucking this, they got fucking that, videos, fucking everything, man.
I repeat.
Alright, guys, I'm out. You have a wonderful night.
I gotta go too.
Why does Facebook have a fucking calendar? Somebody answer me. Why does Facebook have a calendar? It's not needed.
I just want to say one thing, and that's one thing that I'm saying for years. If you want to have your computer secured, unplug it from the internet. That's the only way to be secure.
Oh, it's just true. Yeah. There's so many. There are so many 0 days we on the public market don't know about, so it's actually true. And there are even hardware providers that provide like backdoors into their systems to governments, etc. Yeah, so
it's true, but I mean, nah. I'm still of the mindset of if you mind your P's and Q's in InfoSec, you're fine.
yeah, you're probably fine in like 99% of cases. But yeah, if you're actually a targeted individual and MI6 wants you or MI5, then yeah, you'll probably find.
Just remember, when you steal money on a ransomware attack, don't have an FBI agent in your group.
Yeah,
that's solid advice to end on there.
Yeah, I gotta go too.
Give her the PSA, Alamo.
What's that?
Give the PSA. I think we can end this. Without the PSA, we can't.
Oh, is it time? All right. Well, make sure you spay and neuter all your politicians.
And lobby.